Hey there, Cancer. Welcome to your reading for December 2016. This month I've been telling everybody I don't know what's going on with YouTube. A lot of you have written me saying you can't find my videos, or they're just not showing up on the front page. Some people are saying that their comments aren't posting, and things like that. I have no clue what is going on there. So, again, I apologize. Like I've been saying, I don't police comments. A lot of you have written to me saying, are you mad at me, or something like that? No. Again, I don't police the comments. You'll find tons of negative comments on the channel because I don't even really look at them for the most part. Yeah, I have no clue what's going on there. If you're not seeing the videos, you can click on on my channel. You can click on the little bell icon that's like somewhere on the channel and click on Get Notifications, and that's probably your best bet for making sure that the videos show up. But hopefully, all this stuff gets fixed soon. So again, I apologize if your comments aren't posting or whatever. Also, definitely feel free this month to check out astrojar.com for more awesome readers and YouTubers and things like that. But let's see what's going on for you this month. No real surprise there, is it? Definitely interesting. Probably a pretty intuitive month for you as well this month, feeling like your intuition is a little bit stronger as well. Definitely trust your gut, I would say, this month. First off, Three of Spades. Don't get injured this month. I think this came up for you like last week or something. Be very safe if you're working out, lifting things. Also be safe with changing diets and things like that. Maybe take it, maybe ease into a diet if you're thinking about changing your diet or something along those lines. Sometimes this card can say it can say that the diet wouldn't necessarily be bad for you, but maybe it's just that you just want to ease into it because, if you go right into it, it might be a little bit too extreme for you. Or this can go the other way as well. If you are on a diet, be careful with cheating and things like that because it could make you sick and stuff, which really, isn't a big deal, but, just be careful of that. Next, you have the Six of Diamonds. I think most water signs right now, just in general, are thinking about things in the future and are thinking about ideas and things like that. The other problem is Neptune was retrograde. I don't know. I've just noticed whenever, as a water sign, whenever there's these Neptune retrogrades, that a lot of times it's you can see the future and then you get really excited, but also impatient because you don't have what you want, even though you can see it, and all this other stuff. I think right now it's a little bit different though. I think that water sign impatience is still there on wanting what you saw when Neptune was retrograde and things like that, and more in that transition zone where it's going forward, finally, and all this other stuff. I think that's when it happens. When the switch happens is when we actually start to see the future, for that hot second that's kind of switching. So I think that it's a little bit different this time. I think now it's you're still maybe a little bit impatient, which isn't necessarily a bad thing, but now you're okay, how do I make these things happen? You're actually kind of thinking about better ways to get what you want and make the things you want to have happen. So that's nice. Next, Eight of Clubs. A lot of you, again, could be at this crossroads trying to decide how to make these things happen. I would say just pick a path. You have two sixes here, two good sixes as well, which says, you're going in the right direction. You're doing the right things, and even if you can't see it, you're making progress. You have the Six of Hearts, which is the card of progress, the card of forward momentum, and the card of doing things. So you are going in the right direction. So I just would say don't stop. When the Eight of Clubs comes up, sometimes we can also, one little thing can happen and it can throw us off. So don't get thrown off your path. Don't, start a project and then get disappointed and quit. This is a card of just needing to don't let those little things bother you. Just keep going with the things that you're doing. Next, you have the Queen of Spades. Excuse me. Again, Queen of Spades is about not really knowing exactly what you're doing. I feel like maybe a lot of you have started new things, either relationships, businesses, jobs, and maybe you're just not exactly sure what you're doing. The Queen of Spades is a card of being in the total darkness and trying to feel your way around and not really knowing what to do, and feeling like you don't have the knowledge and things like that either. Kind of being this is where you get started in a job. You took a job and you're just wow, I really don't know what I'm supposed to be doing in this job and nobody's telling me. The Queen of Spades, though, is the master of figuring out what to do. So, and she also starts to feel better when she just gets going, right? Like when she just figures it out. So it's definitely a card of like teaching yourself things and mostly looking actually at the past. Queen of Spades mostly pulls on past experiences, and also looking at things that don't, the message I'm getting, which is again, kind of a weird message, but looking at things that don't really, maybe aren't exactly the same, but looking at messages from past lessons that you could apply to today. So that is kind of a weird jumbled message, but maybe that'll make sense to some of you. Next, you have the Six of Hearts. Again, progress. You are making progress. Just keep doing what you're doing. You're doing a great job. That's what this card says. It also says, even like in love, if you feel like you're making no progress at all, if you can't meet somebody, you can't find somebody, this card says that maybe some recent changes or thoughts about recent changes that you've made could be also making progress for you in love. As a side note, this is a great card for negotiations, negotiating projects, contracts, payments, salaries, anything like that. So don't be afraid to negotiate this month on pretty much anything. So great card for that. And finally, Three of Diamonds. If you're going to have problems this week, or this month, I don't even know what I'm talking about now. It's probably going to be as a result of paperwork. So double check all paperwork. Again, we're entering into a retrograde this month. Make sure you double check all paperwork. Anything you sign, double check it. Any of that stuff, really double check. This is a card that represents problems with paperwork, so definitely double check all paperwork. But other than that, it looks like a great month just in general. A lot of coming to some conclusions and all this other weird stuff. I think you'll enjoy it. So thank you for watching and enjoy your month.